It's Sports Tonight, so reaching you live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. Sports is so much fun. So let's keep talking for the love of the game. You can be part of the program on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels-Sports. Time to talk about the one you love talking about, the Nigeria Professional Football League. What a story we got from March day 17. MFM, they were on fire. Actually, it's owned by the Mountain of Fire and Miracles. But when they went to Nasarawa, they received the baptism of fire. And of course, Shooting Stars went to Uyo, and Aqua United says, look, it's not going to be business as usual. So we'll just run through the result before the guys in the studio give their analysis on this. Plateau United, they're still winning. They needed to win against Wiki, and they did by a single goal. Nasarawa United 4, MFM 0. That's some bashing right there. Let's see how MFM will bounce back. Aqua 4, Shooting Stars 2. That game at some point was actually 4-0, and Shooting scored 2, but come on. When you go down by 4, it's very difficult to come back. Eimba, beginning to enjoy life in Calabar, defeated Enugu Rangers by 2-1. Enugu Rangers still going through tough time. We're waiting to hear what the situation will be with Coach Imama. Nothing yet. We'll keep monitoring. El Kanemi and Kano Pillars, El Kanemi winning by a single goal. We said it, that going to El Kanemi to win is very, very difficult. If everybody defeated Sunshine Stars 2-1, Abia Warriors defeated ABS 2-0, Gombe United defeated Rivers United by a single goal. What a story happening between Enugu Rangers and Rivers United. Remo Stars and Katsina United. Remo Stars won by a single goal. So there you have it. Results from match day 17 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's welcome Toby Adepoju. Toby, good to have you on the program.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Also.
Tough times for Shooting Stars.
Yeah, really. After some decent performance, I think they went unbeaten in 6 games. Even though some people will say, those during the unbeaten run, it was a lot of draws. But I mean, when you're unbeaten, it gives you confidence. They won the struggle in the last home game before this game, and they conceded 4 goals in the first 5 minutes. Not really good. 16 minutes of Ali Hassan hat-trick. They tried to came back in the second half, scored 2 goals, but it's all consolation for them. Like you said, not really good time for them.
Yeah.
I think coach Fatai Amoa has got one of the toughest jobs in the NPFL. Shooting Stars is a brand, and the fans are not really excited at this moment. Hopefully they can find a solution to this. They've got a chance. The NPFL transfer window is open, so you've got a chance to bring in 1 or 2 players, some quality into the team if you've got cash, and then try to save the position of the club.
That's right. And we also have Uchi Wachuku in the studio. If we're lucky tonight, we'll get some parables. Good to have you on the program.
Always a pleasure, Austin.
Match day 17. Which of the results got you talking?
Yeah, in Lafia, everybody expected MFM to continue their brilliant form, but they went there, not the best of place. And I think all of us are talking about MFM. We should give credit really to Nasarawa United. They scored the opening goal in the first minute, and they got 4 goals, and MFM could not reply. When you look at MFM, I think they've traveled a lot this period. They've gone to Gombe United, Lafia, and good one for Nasarawa United. I read what their coach said. Dogo said they watched the match tape of MFM, and we are able to highlight some of their weaknesses and capitalize on that. Kudos to them and the management. I think it's a club that is well funded. Players get their salary as at when do, because it's almost at the same system with the civil service. So you don't really have any reason to complain when you are playing for such a club. So for me, MFM and Nasarawa United was one of the talking points.
Very big talking point, because we saw goals and more goals than expected. MFM to do 1 or 2 things, because of course, as you said, they've been in brilliant form, but it didn't happen. Toby, let's talk about, before we go to see the table, it seems there's no way out for Enugu Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, winless in the last 5 games. They've lost 4, and they just managed to get a point. That's 1 point from possible 15 in the last 5 games, and then 14 games, 13 point. Not really good moment for the champions. Against Eimba International, they scored first through Daniel Eto'o, and I thought it was going to be a different day for them. They considered the equalizer 10 minutes into the second half, and they were almost very close to get a point. A point would have been vital and key for them, for their Oriental Derby. If they get a point, that for Undo, superb striker, got the winner for Eimba International. Like you said, I really don't understand the situation at this moment. You know, if the situation continues where you can beat Remo Stars in your home ground, you travel, you know, very close to Enugu to cross river, you can't get a point off Eyimba. I mean, it's always going to be difficult to save yourself in this sports situation. So I think there should be a lot. I really don't know. Maybe they need to invest a lot in this, you know, transfer window because they're not getting goals. I mean, Bobby Clement has struggled to get goals. You know, Fortune Mori for Accra United has struggled to kill into it. I mean, they had issue with the goalkeeping situation before they got, you know, Basiakpan in this when the transfer open, and you know, Basiakwa considered to against Eyimba International. The back also they look very jittery. I mean, they look very clawless also. And for the coach, Mama Kwakwo, I mean, brilliant, you know, moment for him last season. He needs to do everything to ensure that this team doesn't relegate because Austin, they've got 3 outstanding games. Yes, but those games doesn't count until you have it. I mean, it's put them in a very.
It doesn't even take them to anywhere on the table. Only I want to come to you because I mean, since last week you've been saying this is the same old story for Enugu Rangers. So let me talk to you about Rivers United because I mean, tale of 2 clubs that did so well last season and now they're struggling. Match day 17, we'll get to match day 20 and Rivers United and Enugu Rangers still struggles like this. We'll be having a moment of silence for them.
Yeah, inexplicable situation for the 2 clubs. To add to what Toby said before I go into Rivers United, the latest from Enugu is that the House Committee on Sports, I mean the House of Assembly Committee on Sports has, you know, mediated. They have held meetings with the coaches, the players, and the management, and the final say will come from, you know, will come after they hold a meeting later this week with the governor on the fate of Emama. But I think they said something crucial. They were able to pinpoint funding, you know, and unfulfilled promises to the players. Okay. You know, what are we talking about? We have the same set of players. Only Chisom left. Yeah. And why have they not been able to perform?
When Chisom left, they got an elector.
Yeah, they got Fortune. They got Fortune. They got an elector, the guy who scored, you know, for them against Eyimba yesterday, who used to be an Eyimba player. So what is the issue? If you have not fulfilled your promises to the players, I mean, these are top-class players. Yeah. These are professionals. They earn their living through football. So if you are not going to pay them, they are not likely to give you their best. You know, so I think the lawmakers have been able to pinpoint this. Perhaps when they meet with the governor, they will be able to get a quick solution, pay the players, fund the club properly. Perhaps the results might start coming. Then the issue of Rivers United. Their coach was suspended for this game against Gombe United. And from the reports we got, they gave a good account of themselves. They lost by a long goal. But when you look at it, I think there is a disconnect between the management and, you know, some set of administrators. I mean, the commissioner. We've been hearing conflicting signals. Right after when they arrived from Sudan, there have been issues. And when you have such issues, it's going to, you know, affect the club.